Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's news capsule. Igraspers, in your quest to learn and grow, it is natural to be anxious and nervous sometimes. However, don't let it ever pull you down and affect your mental health. So shed all your concerns, get ready and always step up. The highlights of this week's news capsule are: Prime Minister Modi launches Atmanirbhar Bharat App Innovation Challenge. GeoMeet takes on Zoo. Russia's President Putin in power until at least 2036. Mysterious pink glacial ice seen in Italy. Insight on Van Mahotsav week celebrations. Edible straws replace single-use plastic. Poland is the first country to add video games to school syllabus. And our very exciting and fascinating Fun and Facts segment. Let us now begin with our national news segment.
Last week, Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi launched Atmanirbhar Bharat App Innovation Challenge, a unique competition that encourages technologically savvy people to create startups in the form of apps. This move comes amidst widespread boycotting of Chinese apps. The Indian government has banned 59 Chinese apps. And to fill in these gaps and further expand the entrepreneurship culture of India, the Prime Minister launched this scheme. This challenge will run in two ways. Number one, the promotion of existing Made in India apps. And number two, the development of new apps in our country. Let's all work together towards making Bharat Atmanirbhar. Friends, do you have any such unique ideas?
One of India's largest companies, Reliance Jio, backed by Asia's richest man Mukesh Ambani, has introduced GeoMeet, a new platform for online meetings that aims to take on Zoom and Google Meet. Like many of its other products, Jio is offering unlimited and free meetings as of now and is expected to be used by many Indians wary of Chinese apps. As they say, Indians always have a solution. Moving on to our next international news segment.
A week-long vote in Russia certainly proved to be a success for Russian President Vladimir Putin. In this vote, almost 78% of Russians indicated support for constitutional amendments that, amongst other things, will allow President Putin to now stay in power until 2036. That's quite a victory for President Putin.
It seems the color pink is dominating nature in lockdown. After a lake in Maharashtra turning pink, now glaciers in Italy have chosen to adopt the color. Scientists in Italy are investigating the mysterious appearance of pink glacial ice in the Alps, caused by algae that accelerate the effects of climate change. Normally, ice reflects more than 80% of the sun's radiation back into the atmosphere. But as algae appear, they darken the ice so that it absorbs the heat and melts more quickly. This just adds to the long list of oddities the year 2020 seems to bring.
Let us close our eyes for a minute and try to imagine a world without trees and forests. Scary, isn't it, Igraspers? Trees give us oxygen, food and shelter and are essential for our survival. And it is our duty to fight for their protection and conservation. Van Mahotsav is a tree planting festival in India. It was initiated in the year 1950 by Shri K.M. Munshi, who was the Union Minister for Agriculture and Food. This year, Van Mahotsav was celebrated from 1st July to 7th July. Many states participated in this celebration. Uttar Pradesh planted a record of 2.6 lakh saplings and have set a target of planting 25 crore saplings this year. Igraspers, how did you participate in the Van Mahotsav this year?
Researchers say that over 500 million plastic straws are used every day in the US itself, which end up in the oceans where they pollute water and kill marine life. Although there are some plastic and paper straw alternatives in the market, most are environmentally harmful through the carbon footprint they leave behind. A company called EcoStraws has launched a 100% edible and biodegradable straw using natural ingredients sourced from the local farming communities. These straws will come in 4 flavors: coconut, rice, grass, and sugarcane. They all have their own unique taste and come in different natural colors. EcoStraws have also ensured that these eco-friendly straws are competitively priced to give consumers an affordable alternative. Now for some wildlife news.
More than 350 elephants have been mysteriously found dead in Botswana's famed Okavango Delta. This southern African country has the world's largest elephant population, estimated to be around 130,000. The officials have ruled out poaching as the cause of death, since the tusks of the elephants were found intact. Samples of vegetation and water consumed by elephants have been collected and sent to specialized laboratories for testing to determine the cause of their sudden mysterious death. Moving on to our sports segment.
Carolina Marin is an international badminton star. With this lockdown, she has proved to be an even bigger champion off the court. With 3 world championships and an Olympic gold under her belt, Carolina is famous for her fierce competitiveness. However, in an act of selflessness, the Spanish star has decided to give away all her prestigious medals to doctors, nurses, and janitors working against the spread of the coronavirus in Spain. When asked about her heroic act, Marin stated that the doctors and nurses of the country were the real heroes, risking their lives to care for others. By giving them her medals, she was thanking them for their sacrifices. Now that's what we call true sportsmanship. Moving on to some exciting space news.
Eye-graspers, have you ever wondered what space smells like? Well, NASA's Earth is Space, a fragrance that imitates the smell of space, is all set to enter the retail market. It was initially developed by chemist Steve Pierce to help astronauts get used to the smell of space. The aromas were chosen based off of astronauts' description of what space smelled like: seared steak, raspberries, rum, and a little like gunpowder too. The enthusiastic response to the launch of the fragrance has encouraged them to try and recreate the smell of the moon. So here's a riddle for you. What did the science book say to the math book? You've got problems. Why are fish so smart? Because they live in schools. Remember? School of Fish?
Can you guess who? This Indian cricketer received an honorary military rank of Lieutenant Colonel and is the second Indian cricket player to have one. He is the winner of numerous civilian and sporting awards, including the Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, and the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna, with 5 consecutive Test Series wins. He is India's most successful captain. I'm sure you caught it. It's Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Did you know that his most popular batting shot is known as the helicopter shot?
Did you know Arctic Ocean is the smallest ocean in the world? Petroleum geologists believe that about 25% of Earth's petroleum is in the Arctic Ocean, in spite of it being the smallest ocean.
America celebrates National Ice Cream Month. Former US President Ronald Reagan signed Proclamation 5219, which declared July as National Ice Cream Month. The order urges citizens to observe the entire month, or at least the 3rd Sunday of July, as National Ice Cream Day with appropriate ceremonies and activities. This means consuming as much of the frozen dessert as you can. That's a lot of food for thought. Eye-graspers, write to us about what sort of an amusing day would you like to celebrate. Pour in your ideas on eyegrasp@gmail.com.
Word of the week is gusto, which means vigorous and enthusiastic enjoyment. The students approach their tasks with much gusto.
Poland is the first country in the world to add video games to the school syllabus. The Prime Minister of Poland, Mateusz Morawiecki, has agreed to include a video game, This War of Mine, in the Polish school curriculum. Now, why this game, you ask? This was developed by a Polish game company and is based on the plights of the Bosnian people during the siege of Sarajevo in the 1990s. It focuses on how civilian lives get impacted by wars. As a civilian, the only thing you can do in this game is survive, and for that you need to maintain your hideout and scavenge for supplies. Maybe there is a reason the Polish government thinks this is important for the future of young men and women of the country, and this game is also the recipient of numerous Game of the Year awards.
Dear Igraspers, this week let's go on an adventurous journey with the Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins. Mr. Baggins is a tiny person, but he is destined to undertake a giant journey with the acclaimed wizard Gandalf and the 13 dwarves of Erebor. Their homeland under the lonely mountain was attacked by a fierce dragon, Smaug, long ago. The dwarves are now keen to reclaim their land, and Bilbo Baggins is their only hope. What dangers befall their journey? Will the humble hobbit rise to the challenge? What will happen when he comes face to face with the dragon? Read the book and share your views with us.
It is now time to end our news wrap. Igraspers, if people around you ever doubt how far you can go so far ahead that you can't hear them anymore. Prove them all wrong. Until we meet again, keep working hard and keep growing. See you next week.